Am I the ashel for enforcing my grandfather's contract on my uncle's rental? I-23M was very close to my grandfather, who passed away last year. He left me his entire estate, including the house after my grandma divorced him. Before he passed, my grandma had asked him to let her son, my uncle, 50M, not biologically related to my grandfather, rent the house. They set up a 3-year contract for $1,800 a month, and at the end, he could buy the house for $377,000. The contract ends this November. After a lengthy probate process, the house is now officially in my name. My uncle asked if I'd extend the contract because of high interest rates, but I didn't want to. I'm hoping to buy my own home soon. My grandma pressured me, saying it's family, so I reluctantly agreed to extend it for 3 more years. While I was waiting for a new contract to be drafted, my uncle asked if he could start construction on the house. I said no, but then a friend of mine who was doing the work told me that my uncle had already started construction without my permission. I went to check it out, and sure enough, major work had been done without permits. I confronted him, and he denied it until I showed him photos. He claimed it was his house and that he could do what he wanted. Later, during a family holiday, my uncle and his girlfriend ambushed me, proposing a 5-year contract with lenient rent terms, no restrictions on construction, and permission to sublet. I refused and said I'd have my lawyer draft the contract instead. During probate, my uncle and his girlfriend discussed what they would prefer contract-wise that left it more open-ended. I continuously listened to their wants, however. I told them in the end I would send them a contract drafted by my lawyer once the house was in my name. A few months later, my uncle, his girlfriend, and my grandmother sent me the 5-year contract they had proposed during the family holiday. I firmly declined. My grandmother then called and berated me for not signing, claiming that if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have inherited anything from my grandpa. At that point, I lost my temper and said, "You have to be effing kidding me," she responded. "Your grandpa would be disappointed in you for using that language with me," I replied. "I don't use my grandpa against me," and hung up. Since then, my grandma and uncle have cut me off. I had my lawyer draft a new contract, 3 years, no subletting, and a clause requiring my approval for construction. The rest of the original contract from my grandpa is the same. Now my uncle is saying he can only qualify for $350,000 instead of the $377,000 he owes. And my family is pressuring me to accept the lower offer, accusing me of forcing him out.